Hi guys, happy Saturday. If you don't know who I am, my name is Maria. I have been on Zepbound now for 13 months, just finishing up 13 months, and I am down 125.5 pounds. I have 24 and a half more pounds to get to my goal weight. My first goal weight. I'm not sure if I'm going to go any further than that. I honestly didn't think I would get to this point. But today I want to do just a short video about things that anybody that's on a journey or anybody that's heavy, especially if you were heavy when you were younger, might relate to this. Let's talk about a few triggers that would get to us as children that kind of stick with you the rest of your life. My famous lovely one I remember, she's only big boned, or she's just chubby, she'll outgrow it. Gotta love those words, right? What the hell does big bone mean anyway? Then the thing that would trigger me the most is, God forbid, like, say that you went to go get like a second helping or something, or maybe had a piece of, as a child I'm talking about, as an adult, you make your own decision. You would go get an extra cookie during Christmas or whatever, and you would have an aunt or even your mother, or I would say a sister, one of my sisters, would say, do you think you really need that? Or do you think that's the best choice? Yeah, right? Love that crap or what? And people have no idea that things that happened to you or things that were said to you when you're younger, I hate to say it, stick around forever. I mean, I just turned 55, and I still remember things that people said to me when I was, like 5, 6 and, older and, whatever. And it's horrible. Like, it's a lot to unpack. Losing weight is one thing, but there's emotional component to losing weight. Not just losing weight, keeping the weight off. Now, the scale would always trigger me too, but after the year, a little over a year now, I've come to grips with the scale, and basically, to me, if you don't get on the scale, you don't know how much you lose, and you can't get to the next goal, so it becomes momentum, and you learn to deal with it, you learn to live with it. I do not weigh myself every day. I'm not that crazy. Once a week. Sometimes it'll run to a week and a half. But I feel, for me, everyone, you do you. If you don't get on the scale, sometimes, say, if you're not heading in the right direction, you can't come back quick. In other words, like, say you had a bad week and you get on that scale and you're up at 2 pounds or 3 pounds, or say 5 pounds, God forbid, I didn't mean to sound like that, but like, it always feels like it's the end of the world. It's not. If you catch it early, you deal with it and you reverse it, and it's another week, it's another day, it's a new morning. So, but if you don't get on that scale, you don't know what's going on. Just like if you don't go get your blood work, which you better go get your blood work, because your blood work will tell you what's going on in your body. And it took me a long time to understand that all those numbers and all those things and all the inflammation and the hormones and that affect women a lot in their weight loss journey, or their weight gain if they're having problems with that. But, like, again, the scale was definitely a trigger point for me. Going to buy clothes. Oh, God. I remember, I think it was a wedding that we had to go to, and I was a chunky young girl. And back then, like, they didn't have clothes that were, bigger sizes. They didn't have any plus sizes or Lane Bryant or whatever. And I remember going to, I lived in South Jersey at the time, and I remember my mom bringing me to my relatives that lived in Philly, and going shopping, looking for a dress that would fit me. And, like, the salesperson would be like, I don't know if we have clothes that go up that high or that big for her. And they would whisper, like I wouldn't hear it. Certain things like that, it carries with you. God, I don't want to get emotional because today's a happy day. Yesterday, I actually went out for the first time in a long time and I went to go buy some clothes. I actually just went to go buy one thing. I wanted to buy pajamas because my pajamas were literally falling off my butt. Yeah. I went to go pajamas and I'm like, okay, let me grab this. I'm like, I don't know. This size is a little low. I haven't been this size since before I got pregnant with my kids. And then my part of my son's like, just buy it, just buy it. So I bought it and I brought it home. And after I took a shower and I got into my new pajamas, I'm like, oh my God, they were actually big. That means as of today, I am down 5 sizes. I am close to being out of plus size. Holy crap. Do you know how great it would be to just be able to shop at any department store, any location, or not worry about plus sizes, even though they are, part of every place you go to now. But I honestly didn't think I would get there my whole adult life. It was such a win last night. I mean, I was just like totally overwhelmed. So, well, okay, if any of those triggers ever affected you, or if you have any stories that happened to you that, stick in your brain still after how many years, let me know in the comments and have a great weekend. Bye.